Hello Year 9. So in this first video I'm going to go through the answers to the questions from last week's homework. So straight into it. What are the two types of cell? They are eukaryotic and prokaryotic. What are the main differences between the two types of cell? Okay, so we can say that in general the eukaryotic cells are larger and the eukaryotic cells have a nucleus. Okay, so those are your two main differences. What subcellular structures do all animals and plant cells have? I think I'm going to run out of space here, so I'm going to answer these questions on a different piece of paper. Okay, so number 3. What subcellular structures do all plant and animal cells have? Well, they all have a cell membrane. They all have a nucleus. They all have cytoplasm, and they all have mitochondria. And then number 4, what additional subcellular structures do plant cells have? Well, they have a cell wall, they have a vacuole, and they have chloroplasts. Okay, now I think I saw some of you instead of chloroplast, you put chlorophyll. Okay, now chlorophyll is inside the chloroplast. The chlorophyll is what makes the chloroplasts and therefore the cell green. Okay, but in terms of subcellular structures, we're talking about chloroplasts. Now, if I were you, I would have that on a flashcard, so I'd be able to tell you immediately what the subcellular structures are in plant and animal cells. Okay, number 5. Bacteria are a type of prokaryotic cell. Number 6. 6. True or false? All animal cells are the same shape. False. They come in all different wonderful shapes and sizes. And all plant cells are rectangular. That is also false. Like I showed you last week from the textbook, you remember in a leaf, some of them are rectangular, but not all of them. Okay, it's a common misconception that all plant cells are rectangular. Okay, it's very common, say in an exam, you might be given 2 cells, and you say this is one cell and this is the other cell, and you have to identify which one is. They'll be labelled. This is this bit, and this is this bit, and this is this bit, and this is this bit, this is this bit, and this is this bit. And it's a trick because you need to tell you which one's a plant and which one's an animal. And everyone thinks, oh, this one's rectangular, it's a plant cell. No, you need to look at what the labels say. All right, don't fall into that trap. Okay, now question number 8. How many meters are in 1 kilometre? 1,000. How many centimetres are in 1 metre? Well, let me think. So 1 centimetre. Oh, no, I don't need to think about that one. I know that's 100. All right. This one. How many centimetres is in 1 kilometre? All right. So 1 kilometre equals 1,000 metres, and 1 metre equals 100 centimetres. So in 1 metre I have 100 centimetres. So in 1,000 metres I'm going to have 1,000 times 100 centimetres. So it's going to be 100,000. Okay. How many millimetres are in 1 metre? So, let me think now. So 1 metre equals 100 centimetres, and 1 centimetre equals 10 millimetres. So that means that 1 metre equals 100 times 10 millimetres. Okay, so that is 1,000. And how many micrometers are in 1 meter? Oh, okay. So I need to think about this now. 1 millimeter equals 1,000 micrometers. Okay, so 1 millimeter is 1,000 micrometers, and I've also already said that 1 meter is 1,000 millimeters. So let me just write this out again. So I want to know 1 meter equals how many micrometers, and I've already said that 1 meter equals 1,000 millimeters, and 1 millimeter equals 1,000 micrometers. Therefore, 1 meter equals 1,000 times 1,000 micrometers. So the answer is 1 million. Okay, and this is really important because in the next video we're going to be doing a little bit about microscopy, and we have to be able to work these unit conversions. Okay, so if you were unsure about any of these, pause the video and watch those explanations again. Okay, how many times smaller is a micrometer compared to a centimeter? Okay, well, a micrometer is 1,000th of a millimeter, and a millimeter is 1/10 of a centimeter, so it's 1/10,000th. All right. Where is the genetic material found in eukaryotic cells? There, it's found in the nucleus. Where is the genetic material found in prokaryotic cells? It's found in the cytoplasm. There is no nucleus. It's just in the cell, not inside the nucleus. Question 16. Muscle cells contain a large number of mitochondria compared to other types of cell. Right, well, mitochondria do respiration. Okay, so if there's a large number of mitochondria, it means that the cell needs to do a lot of respiration. Okay, so we can say, think about it like this. So mitochondria does respiration. Okay, so if the number of mitochondria increases, that means the amount of respiration can increase. So why would a cell need to do a lot of respiration? Well, what does respiration do? Respiration produces energy. You'll remember that respiration is glucose plus oxygen to give carbon dioxide and water, but also energy. Okay, so if there's a lot of mitochondria, there's a lot of respiration, which means that it's producing a lot of energy. Now muscles, obviously, because they're doing all the work, they're doing all the lifting and all the moving of the legs for the running, they need a lot of energy. So cells that contain a large number of mitochondria can produce a lot of energy. And that's why there are a large number in muscles. 17. How does a plant cell remain rigid? Okay, it is through the vacuole and the cell wall allow it to remain rigid. Okay, animal cells do not contain chloroplasts. Why not? They do not do photosynthesis. Do not do photosynthesis. Okay, remember, animals are consumers, they are not producers. For example, you might have grass, cow, human. That's a food chain. All right, if you're eating a hamburger, it comes from a cow, the cow gets energy from grass. Now, this is a producer. All right, so it makes energy from sunlight. This is the sun. Okay, so the grass produces energy from the sun, but then the cow and the human, they consume, well, the cow consumes the grass for energy and the human consumes the cow for energy. They're not making any energy themselves. They're not making any food themselves. All right, so they don't need to do photosynthesis, but the grass does need to make food, so it does need to do photosynthesis. Plant cells in the leaf of a plant contain chloroplasts, but root hair cells do not. Why? Well, because root hair cells are underground. There's no sun underground. Yeah. So if you've got a plant here, all right, like this, Okay. These cells here can do photosynthesis because they're exposed to the sun. Yep. Whereas the root hair cells, they don't get any sunlight. They don't need any chloroplasts. They can't. If there were chloroplasts in the root hair cells, it would be a waste of space because they're not going to get any sunlight. And number 20, what is the difference between the cell wall and the cell membrane? So the main difference that you need to be able to tell me about is that the cell wall is for supporting the shape of the cell. And the cell membrane is controlling what enters and exits the cell. Okay, so one of them there is it's a structural thing, you know, helping with the shape of the cell, whereas the other one is more to do with what can come in and out of the cell. Excellent. All right, so once you've done those, go on to the next video. So far you should have done a quiz. You should have quizzed yourself. Then you should have watched this video to mark the work from last week. Now you're going to watch the next video for the next bit of work, and then you're going to answer the questions. All right, good work.